answer and may now speak to any other organizers or panelists on the line. When you are ready to begin the presentation, press the Start Broadcast button on the GoToWebinar control panel to allow all attendees to hear you. This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast.
Okay. Philippe.
Would you like to reply to this message?
Yep.
Can you say something, Philippe?
Right here.
Pete?
I'm saying.
Paula?
This is
You
Paula.
can't hear me. Hey.
Don, can you hear us yet?
Can you hear me now?
Verizon flashback
Here
here.
we go. Now I can hear you.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Let the party begin.
Well, if not the party, then at least the rock and roll.
So we can't talk about Don anymore?
No. That's absolutely verboten. All right. So
Only with
we
your-
are all back in here. I hope everybody's had a great week. There's Cindy. And if you haven't seen Cindy, Cop, and Wolfie, and who else do we have up there on Project 2? Bob, who was that? We've got
Gray Houston?
Yeah, Gray Houston, absolutely, yep. Gray and Wolfie and Cindy Cop and, ready, willing, and able to put any of you, Irene Liebler was up there, ready, willing, and able to put any of you want to send me 12 images and you're up. And I have no idea if it's generated any hits for your websites, but you know what? It will. Things are in the mix here. So I want to share something with you here. This is kind of fun. We've been doing some kind of fun things with the group that was the pro group last year, and how we will be doing that with the pro group this year as well. We're already having growing pains, and we haven't even launched the site, but I thought I would share with you Insidious Tomatoes. This is insidioustomatoes.com, which right now is just an idea that I had, and I thought we had all these guys who went through, and gals who went through Project 52, and so we created a site to feature their work and feature them, and each photographer has their own page. Here's Michelle's page, and got their galleries. Pretty snazzy, huh?
Nice.
Click on the image.
Awesome work.
Image gets big, and by the way, if it's actually a bigger image, it actually gets bigger. How cool is that? Built-in slideshow. It's pretty cool. We're just really happy with it. It's got a built-in blog, and I think we've got a couple blogs already, folks. If this is a group effort, so I think we've got a couple of other folks who've blogged. Yep. William Kohei's got one up there. There's Steve's. And there's my little welcome. See, the goal is to build a community here with this Project 52 and eventually have Insidious Tomatoes be a website for people looking for photographers. We don't, at this point, have anybody manning the phones or any of that kind of stuff. But as we build up to a situation where we have 30 photographers, if 30 photographers were paying $20 a month, that's $600. We can hire people to spend 2 or 3 hours a week promoting this website. All the jobs go directly to the photographer, so it's not a repping agency. There's no profit for Insidious Tomatoes. It's just a co-op. So I don't know. I have good feelings for it. I think it's gonna work out pretty cool, and there's our list of photographers, and we're going to make this thing live probably tomorrow. But as you can see, we go down to Reed Waters, we run out of room here, so that's what I've been working on today, is how do we get all these photographers without this list getting too long. So we're actually going to break it out into regions, west coast and east coast, and or west of the Mississippi, east of the Mississippi, whatever, and see how that works. But you'll be able to find photographers by specialties as well. So anyway, it's gonna be fun. That's what we've been doing. So let's go see about these night photographs here, shall we? Alrighty. Now this is nice. This is a mixture of photography and illustration. That's pretty cool. Who is this? Wolfie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, pretty cool, man. Look at you doing all kinds of neat things.
I was running out of ideas how to shoot this outside in the winter in Wisconsin. I decided, well, you know what? The cold is a problem, so let's eliminate it and do it inside.
Well, today here in Phoenix, we were told we were going to wake up to 49 degrees this morning. So I go walking out the door in my long sleeve shirt, and I thought, this is pretty cold for 49 degrees. Get in the car, it's 37 degrees. So these guys can't even get it right. 12 degrees they were off.
Yesterday it was 60. It's 21 now. It's going down to single digits tomorrow.
You guys are just so lucky. This is a beautiful shot, Wolfie. I mean, it's just everything. This is an advertising shot. Really cool.
Yeah, the We Energies actually is our power company here, and that is their logo, and we call them Weenergies.
Well, this is a shot done for a class. You can actually put this in your portfolio. So don't hesitate to do that. That shot's really nice as well.
That's the basically straight out of the camera version.
Yep.
Before I touched it up.
I see what you're doing here. This is really good. This is good work, Wolfie.
Yeah, I used a black light to make the glow-in-the-dark butterflies light up, and that's a mix of strobe and ambient.
Yeah, this is thinking way outside the box. I still think it would have been funny to see your ass out in the snow. But hey, it's all right. It's all right. We're good. Very nice. Very nice. Look at this. Boy, we're down to assignment 52 has been given. We're on, what is this, assignment 50? Yep, this is 50, right? And look at the work. David or Dan. Wow. Both the shots are rocking. Dan, are you on here tonight?
I'm here.
What do you think of this work?
I'm happy with it. I kind of struggled with when the assignment first came out. I was really scratching my head trying to figure it out, and I just started kicking some ideas around with my wife, who's a runner, and we kind of came up with a concept. So, and then I went around town and scouted out some street areas and found this one.
Yeah, and you see the difference there, Dan, what you just said? You scratched your head. You sought ideas from, the brighter half, which is what I normally do. I go see the brighter half, and she fixes things. And then you went and scouted it. What you didn't do was just walk outside and take a picture.
Right.
I don't know if that's something you would have done last year, but it certainly isn't something you do this year, is it? You put together a really well done shot. Now, is this all natural light? You put some strobe over there on the right side.
No, that's all that street light.
Very, very well done. Wow. Man, I like them both.
But the top one was actually my initial concept, and then when I got out on site and I found that street with a curve in it, and I shot some test shots, I really liked the way the curve worked out. And then when we went to go do the shoot, it was a full moon night, and the moon was lighting up those clouds on the second shot.
Wow. Well, both of them are really well done. Good job, Dan.
Thank you.
Good job.
I have a question for Wolfie.
Yes, Irene.
what ISO were you using? Because I found that when I was shooting at night, I had to put the ISO up really high, and it made it really noisy.
Wolfie or Dan?
I'm sorry, whose shots are these? Dan, sorry.
Yeah, no, I shot that at 1600
Really?
because I needed to get a high enough shutter speed so I could freeze the runner.
Right. Because it looks sharp.
But it actually at that size it's pretty good. But when it starts getting larger, you can start to see some noise. But
Now, which camera are you using, Dan?
5D Mark III.
And you're getting noise at 1600. You should have that should be almost purely clean.
Well, I mean, it's clean to a certain size, but when it starts blowing up, I mean, you can see it. But if I had to do it over again, I think what I would do is I'd do a composite, and I'd shoot the scene with a slower shutter speed, so I could reduce the ISO a little bit, and then shoot the runner with a strobe, and then put the runner into the scene.
Or just shoot the runner with the high ISO. If she's got a little bit of noise, she's such a small part of the shot, it won't matter.
Well, yeah. Well, which is what I did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Irene, what are you shooting with?
Mark II.
Mark II? You should be able to go to 16 pretty safely, guys.
Yeah.
Now, long exposures with digital also creates artifacts. And I don't know what they're called. You know who knows? Wolfie probably knows. He'll jump in. He knows all that stuff. Wolfie, what's it called? Long exposures, that the noise that comes out?
Yeah, the longer exposures allow the sensor to remain active for a longer period of time,
Right.
and that allows the noise to build up over time.
It looks a little bit different. The noise looks different than like the high ISO noise, because you'll get it even at low ISO. You'll get that noise in the
thermal buildup noise.
Yeah, see, my D7000. When I shoot longer exposures, the noise it tends to be more pink than the monochrome that I get from high ISO, and that's because of the sensor overheating as it's remaining active for an extended period of time.
I'm going to move this up here so we're not looking at Gray's picture while I tell you this story. So I went out Sunday to do some shots and went south of the valley. Meanwhile, the valley was getting hammered with rain. We were down in an area where we had some nice cloudy skies. It was really nice. I was actually doing some lighting tests, testing some ideas that I had for lighting, and I took a couple of models with me. That was kind of fun. Almost got my brand new car stuck in the mud. That was great. But anyway, I'm standing there with my little Nikon V1, and we had a very strong backlit south sun coming through those clouds and some buildings in front of me. So the contrast was about, 11 zillion stops. I mean, took it with the 60D, and if I got the sky right, the buildings were pure black. And if I got the buildings right, of course, the sky was blown out. So I had this little Nikon hanging around my neck, and I picked it up and I took a shot. Guess what? Who wants to guess? The Nikon recorded both the sky and the buildings with something it's called intelligent, whatever, smart camera. It did it in the exposure. What the hell is up with that?
So it did an HDR?
It doesn't look HDR. It actually looks like just a straight photograph. But yeah, it did. It brought the shadows and the highlights together, compressed them in the exposure.
Wow.
You have active dynamic range enabled.
Of course,
cool.
our expensive cameras won't do that, but the little micro cameras will. That piss you off.
Yet.
What did you expose the V1 to?
Who was that now? Say it again. You broke up.
It's Dan. How did you expose it in the camera? I mean, what were you exposing the image to when you shot it?
There's a setting on it, and Brett, are you on here?
Yeah.
Okay, what's that setting? It's the funny looking camera. It's like the smart camera. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's sort of like
an auto mode, but it's got like smart scenes and stuff.
Yeah, it's like Smart Scene. And then the only thing you have a floating ISO, which is what I put on mine. I put the floating ISO 100 to 400. And then as you look through the camera, you can make it lighter or darker with the switch on the shutter speed. You can adjust the shutter speed. So as I'm looking through it, I'm playing with this thing and I thought, oh, that looks pretty good. And then my brain goes, wait a minute, that's not what the scene looks like, because I can see detail in the buildings and I got the clouds. There's all these little squares that come up on the lens, on the back, like you're focusing things, but they just read the whole image. They just pile on each other. I take the picture and by George, that thing looks pretty darn nice. So
the ones you posted are from the V1?
No, I will though post some from the V1. I started kicking myself in the butt when I got back home and looked at the back of the camera and was realizing what I had gotten. I thought, gosh, I should go out. Now I'm going to go out this coming weekend with models and only shoot the V1, or shoot the V1 as a master anyway. But that was, I was really impressed. And here we go with Gray Houston Gibbs. Gray, are you on here tonight? I should check my attendees, see if there's anybody. Gray generally shows up. Lily Dale is here. Hello, Lily. How are you? All right.
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, doing very well. Doing very well. Okay, so Gray's not on here, but nice shot, Gray. What I think would make it work even better, it's a nice shot. This is too plain up here. This is interesting back here. This is too plain. What we need to do is to darken this over here so we've got this sort of ominousness. Ominousness? I make them up as I go along. This more of an ominous edge here. Let this come dark. So she's looking here, looking safe, but there's darkness on this side, and these lights are creating the light. And I can see what you're doing here. You're putting her in one of these lights, but it's spread too much into here. Good idea too. Look at this kind of tunnel with the lights back there. Nice. So let's give this thing some more drama, because we really got to get some drama into this this edge of it. Your eye keeps going from her this way instead of this way, and we don't want that. We want to drive the eye this way.
How would you do that with a gradient there?
Yeah. If I used, if I was coming out of RAW in Camera Raw, I'd use that before I process it in Photoshop. I'd use that thing where I could slide it over and get that darkness down. And then once I get into Photoshop, I could refine it a little bit. But yeah, that's exactly what I do. You could crop it too. You could crop it right about here and get rid of that door altogether. Either way, I think might work. In fact, I think maybe cropping it might be the best thing to do, because I don't like that texture there. Vintage.
And then she'd qualify for the Don's girls looking off camera at stuff.
That's right. Girls looking off camera at stuff. Glocus. She's probably looking at her dad going, how much longer? All right. Vintage. Natural light, huh? Virginia?
The street light, and then in the back I have a video light through an umbrella.
Ah, okay. Is that a scary man back there? A scary guy?
We had this mask for another photo shoot, and I thought I'd use it for this project.
Okay. I'm looking at this picture and I'm thinking, okay, something hit me and I thought this would make it even more ominous. Can you think of what I'm thinking of?
No.
I'd double expose that guy in the back so he was more like a ghost.
Oh.
So he wasn't really there. He was something that could be there while she's looking for her keys.
How funny.
And ladies, you should never look for your keys by your car, right? I don't want to be everybody's dad, but I got daughters. One thing I teach them is you walk out with your keys in your hand, you get in the car, and you lock the doors before you put the key into the slot. Get in the car, lock the doors.
The neighborhood watch group wants to use the picture for that very reason.
There you go. Because she's looking for her keys?
Yeah, because
Yep.
she's looking, and then because you don't know who's lurking. We had a girl that was raped at a gas station at night. She was taken, and she didn't see the guy. So that's why they actually, a friend of mine saw the picture and recommended to the neighborhood watch group to use for that exact reason.
Do you know what bad guys count on when they attack women, by the way? Do you know the number one thing they count on? Women are nurturers, and so many times they won't fight back initially because their first thing is to help or not to hurt somebody. It's just frightening. I attended I photographed a class in where a guy was working with women on self-defense. He was talking about gouging eyes out and how many women he had worked with who didn't want to do it because it would hurt the guy. I'm like, hurt the guy? Yeah, that's exactly right. Nice shot there, Virginia. And that's, yes, let the neighborhood watch use that. That's great publicity for you and a good thing. That's a win-win all the way around. You might make somebody think and actually save them. Chris, I'm going to unmute you. Welcome tonight. There we go. Just mute yourself when you go up to that little thing. Cindy. Wow, look at Cindy. Cindy, I'm getting to expect great things from you every time. Now, did you wet that down?
Thank you, Don. Yeah, I know. I'm in the Vancouver area. We don't need to do that.
Oh, it's pretty much wet all the
I actually had to bring
time.
it up to. It sure is.
This was a dry day.
Yeah, it was. I actually had to bring mine up to ISO 3200 because it's been so dark and wet and dreary and foggy around here that getting any light into the camera, I had to bring it up to 3200.
And you use a lot of clarity on this, or is this HDR or a little mix of
Well,
both?
I've got the same camera as Irene, and I was expecting the noise to be a lot worse than it was. It wasn't too bad actually.
Well, it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, if you're going to pixel peep or get into that really, really deep, yes, you'll see some artifacting, but it's pretty interesting how high they can go these days.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very interesting shot with the guy walking. Now, did you have him walk in place?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I had him go up and down, and we had to keep moving when the cars would come by. And it was pouring rain out, but he was patient.
That's great. I was going to ask Bob Neal, did you have your wife run in place, Bob?
I think you mean Dan.
Dan. I'm sorry, Dan.
No, she was not running in place. She ran through the scene.
Ran through the scene? Okay. You can always have them run in place if you've got something really that you want when you're coming straight on. When she's going the other way, when she's going sideways, that first shot, yeah, I would generally have them run. But only, 3 or 4 steps. Good. Very solid. Leisure Center, huh?
Yeah, I cheated and posted more than one.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
And this one I was just having fun the other day.
All right. Well, in Vancouver, it even rains from the lamps. Boy, that's just way beyond the pale there. That's kind of cool. I saw a comment on the do not enter sign. I like the do not enter sign over his head.
Yeah, I've had a few comments that people do like it. I had him walking both towards the do not enter and coming out from the do not enter. But I just felt if this was going to be used for an ad, it worked better with him coming out.
Yep. Well, the good thing is you shot it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because, 50% of the time, whichever way you shoot, it's not how the art director's going to do it,
Right.
So you give them the selection. That's excellent. David Travis. That's be horizontal shot. Well, got to read the brief, David. That being said, we're going to go ahead and critique it anyway. Don't let this light get so dull. You got all these bright lights. I know you've got some sort of gradient or something. Are you on here tonight, David? David Travis? I know you got a gradient. Do you see what I'm talking about, folks? We got a really bright one, kind of gray, and this one's really gray. Outline them, bring them to a new layer, brighten them up. These things can't go dark. They've got to all be the same illumination. Pretty cool. Those real wide angle lenses really can create some drama. I like the motion and the flags. Good, David. What's this one here? Okay. All right. This one's a hard one to critique because it's kind of, you found it and you shot it. You did a nice job with it. No doubt. Yeah, that's a pretty shot. We need to make bigger problems to solve. That's what we need to work on, making bigger problems to solve. Chasing Daylight, Brian Lawler. All right, good night shot here. .5 seconds. Obviously, Brian, are you on here tonight? Obviously, Brian was on a tripod for this. Tripod, right?
I was on my camera bag on the ground.
Oh, okay.
With the remote to trigger it.
Now, you see, you could have really impressed us and said, no, that's handheld. I often do shots up to 30 seconds handheld. I just hold really still. Yeah, I like your angle. You're getting way down low. I like that angle.
Thank you.
You know what I'd like to see? We've got a kind of an A and B website. I've been doing websites all day. I'm thinking A/B testing. We've got an A and a B on this image. We've got this lit up area. We've got this very dark clouds, right?
Yes.
I'd darken the foreground right up into here.
Okay.
And lighten those clouds up another 30% to drive our eyes to the middle area here where the lights are.
Okay.
Because when you look at it, what do you see? How many of you, when you look at this shot, you see this right here? How many? I mean, that's what I see. Obviously, I'm the only
I see
one.
it to the left to start, but the curve drives my eye to the right.
Yes, but you're down in here, right? In this area here.
Yeah.
We need to be up here where the lights are. Well, never mind. I see what you're saying. Yeah, we're going to see the pathway lit by the lights. Yep. Yeah. But this is so dark. It's almost like it just drops off. The picture drops off. Let's bring these up just a little bit, Brian.
Okay.
I said 30%. I'm not even sure 30% is too high. Maybe 20%. Let us see that there's something back there.
Yeah, I see what you're saying about the lighting, and in this particular instance, the subject isn't the sidewalk though; it's the lights, because this is for the power company.
Well, remember the power company's lighting up the sidewalk though, for the people. So I can see that. You know what it is for me? I just realized it. I see this light, this light, this light, this light, and I see all the light over here. So there's a light out of the picture.
Yeah, there's one right about where you had your mouse.
Right about up here.
Uh-huh.
I would have... Do you have any shots with that light in it?
Yes.
That's the one. That's the one. Because that's what's bothering... That's why I was saying my eye goes right to here. That's what's bothering me about the shot is I don't see the light that's lighting this up. Well, if I see that light, then you've sold me on it. Then I'm totally sold. But right now, I'm not as sold. Can you put that up for us for later?
Yes, I can do that. For me, it was the one on the left was distracting because it looked like a field goal. You have a light on the left and one on the right.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look. You might be right. You could easily be right. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. All right.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Now, you going to do that while we're still talking here?
I can work on it.
There you go. We're going to race to the bottom now and say, where is it?
Yeah, thanks.
Talking about on-demand photography, huh?
That's right. Lily Dale, look at your shot. Pretty. Quick criticism that jumps out at me. Your strobe on her is too much.
Okay, I wondered about that.
Do you see what I'm saying? That's an easy fix. That's an easy fix. It's just just tone her down a little bit.
Okay.
Take her down.
You're thinking like a curves layer in Photoshop?
That's what I think. Maybe do you work in Lightroom at all, Lily?
No, I don't do curves either in Photoshop because I don't understand them. But I do the dodge and burn.
Dodge and burn.
Yeah.
Try the dodge and burn and see if that works. And how many of you guys want to? How many of you guys would want a curves instruction?
I think you should take my picture and then use it to teach us curves.
Send me that.
That's good.
Send me one about 2,000 pixels wide, Lily. Can you send me one?
Okay.
Yeah. 2,000 pixels wide. Or you know what? Just send me the raw file. Let me see what you shot, and let me see what I can do.
Okay. Well, you're gonna see a big pole on the right to her right there that I photoshopped out, so you'll have to work with that.
To her right?
Yeah. Well, to the camera right. Yeah.
Camera right or camera left?
Camera right.
Okay.
You can see it on the next shot.
No, okay. Oh, you took that out? Now, did you take that out, or did you use that content-aware fill thing?
I used the content-aware fill, and then I had to go in and get more specific because I totally messed up thinking it was a vertical shot. And when I got back, I realized, duh, I screwed up.
But you know what? Send me the vertical shot, because I like your vertical shot.
Okay.
Okay? So, you got a B on the assignment, because you... But
I'm still hoping for that A, Don.
But you still got an A shot with the vertical.
Okay.
Yeah. The wet sidewalk just really makes it.
Yeah. The vertical shot really works. The horizontal shot, not so much. I mean, well, not so much when you look at the vertical. So you still got what you needed here. Now, wouldn't it be nice? See this, how vertical this is and how this is leaning to the right? Someday I want to figure out how Photoshop we could take just this area here, isolate this area, and kind of just scrunch this in right there.
You can do that with warp, Don.
Yeah, you could do a selection and then warp.
Do a selection and warp, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, every time I try it, especially with all those limbs and things back there.
Yeah.
In this case, if you leave the left edge alone and only distort from the right, it'll match.
I see what you're saying. Leave the left, okay, and then you'd have to crop it a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try that. That isn't it funny? That really bothers me, and I know it's nothing that Lily did. It's it's just the lens is.
Yeah, it's the barrel distortion from the lens.
Just warping it out there, but you're just going to have to, Lily, you're just going to have to get a Hasselblad with some tilt shift lenses. That's all I can.
Don?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Dan.
Yeah. I've thought about that, but no thanks.
I had to straighten up both the light poles in my two images.
Ah, and what do you use the warp?
No, I just selected them out and then just removed them onto a different layer and just rotated them, and then. But I didn't have tree limbs and stuff to deal with. I just had black background, so it's pretty simple.
That's true. But it sure makes a difference in a shot. It really does. It takes it out of the realm of what we're all used to seeing, which is that barrel distortion, and gives us something that looks a little bit different, and that's always important. Dan Fenwick went really simple with a pretty cool light bulb shot. Old-fashioned light bulb. There, and nice shot, Dan. Nice and clean. Look at this. They didn't lose the edge. Did not lose the edge at all. Nice in here. This is the kind of shot that you get to expect from Dan. He always does a very clean, takes it right down to the essence of the shot. Good shot, Dan. All the way around. Thanks, there. All the way around. Ian, okay, so Ian took it a year ago. Well, yeah, we'll take a look at it, Ian. Next year, we will not be looking at pictures that were not taken specifically for the assignment. So we won't critique this image in that way. I'll just say, gosh, that's a pretty image, Ian. That's just a really pretty image. I'd bring this up in here just a little bit. And I'd see this little bit of shine on the water. You see this down in here, guys? I'd bring that up a little bit. Let us see that there's some water down here. See how pretty this gradient is on the water? There's something happening here. Let's bring it up just a little bit. Let's bring that cloud up, too. That cloud is so important, and it's just too weak. Let's just bring him up just a little bit, Ian. Very good. Nice shot. You're amongst great photographers here, Ian. You did well. Irene. Wow, Irene, nice. So you went out in the cold, huh?
I did.
You did.
With my son. Yeah. And I caught a cold.
You know, when he wants to go to school, you're going to owe him. You know that, right?
Yeah, well, he got $5 of iTunes for coming with me. So.
Oh man. Well, he did a good job. Irene, it's beautiful, beautiful work. Just we're getting to expect this work from you guys, all of you guys. I come on here and I look at this stuff and I go, "Wow, this is pretty solid, pretty cool." Irene, tell us about it. Now, is this just a high ISO shot, or did you light this in any way?
No, the train station was lit, as you see it, except for to the left of the model. I had a strobe with the gamma light that you gave me, shining on his back,
which throws that soft shadow across the tracks, which really helps break that line up and give it some depth.
Yeah, and then same with the bottom shot. And that was handheld because I didn't know the train was coming, and I didn't have it on the tripod, and I just shot it quickly as it was going by. So
I love that. Add the flare to this shot.
Oh, the flare from the top one to the bottom one.
What is this here? Is he holding something, or is that a signal? What's way down the?
That's a train coming.
I thought he was holding up like a flashlight or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I like the one with the train, Irene.
Yeah.
But then I like the one with the old building too. That's pretty cool. Either way. Yeah.
We were talking about straightening the vertical lines before.
Not in something like this.
No, okay, because I did on the bottom one, but I didn't on the top one.
No, the top one, the lines on the top one are part of what's the charm of the picture.
Okay.
On the bottom one, it also then makes the train look more impressive to have those these verticals straightened up. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Because the train would
Yeah,
look. It doesn't look far away when we do that.
You mean if it wasn't straightened out, the train would look smaller, right?
Well, the whole scene would look smaller because our eyes would tell us that it's a wide angle shot, right?
Uh-huh.
Our brains know that. By bringing that up, it just seems to put everything in a different perspective, in a more normal perspective. So it does look like that train is much closer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Anna is not happy with her shot. Anna, are you on here tonight? You are.
I am, yes.
You're not happy with this shot?
No.
You shouldn't be. No. This one doesn't work, Anna.
Yeah.
Because we're taking you way out of your comfort zone on this. This is not an Anna gun shot. This isn't something Anna would have gone out and done. You would have done something possibly more like Dan did, right?
Yeah.
Still life tabletop.
Yeah, I thought I would try to move out of that area just for this, but it didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Try some burning and dodging. See if you can get this darker here and leave this area here alone. Get this a little bit darker up here. See if it doesn't look better. I don't know if you're going to save this shot, but you might might make it look a little bit better and be a good learning experience for you. But it's just not a striking photograph. So, but you went out in the cold. How cold was it there?
Not that cold.
Huh?
Not that cold. We're about 10 degrees.
10 degrees? 10 degrees
Yeah,
is
10
cold.
10 degrees, which is 55 Fahrenheit.
Ah, that's true. So you should have just let me think it was 10.
Oh, sorry.
I would have been feeling sorry for you, but 55, nah.
Nah.
All right, Shutter Nutter, Jonathan. Let's see, which one of these two? Jonathan, I'm going to go with the second one because the first one looks like she's very relaxed. Are you on here tonight, Jonathan? Pop in if you are. First one looks like
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep. She's very relaxed and comfortable in the lights, and the lights are kind of right down that thing, which I think is part of the idea. We make it safe. But I like this shot where she's unaware, the second shot. And that's just, I'm just making a personal value judgment. That's a personal judgment. It's not a photo judgment at all. I personally like this shot here because of the whole, what's the word I'm looking for? Just that
unaware.
Yeah, it's that moment. She feels so safe that she's going to take a drink of water. Right. Cool.
Yeah, I did go for the relaxed look on that first one.
Well, you got it. She does. She looks totally relaxed. Looks like she's just sort of sitting there taking in the lights, taking in the darkness, thinking about things. Is that an umbrella over her head, or what is that orange thing? Or is that?
Yeah, it's a beat up umbrella. She was messing around with it, and she broke it. Yeah.
I broke my umbrella this weekend too, so I know how that feels. Yeah, that's the shot right there. That's the one. Perhaps a slight strobe from this side to get some edge in here next time. Maybe shoot it both ways. And I'm not talking about a rim light at all. I'm talking to just feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks like there's a light over here. See the light on this thing? It looks like there's a light over here, but it's not getting her. And
I think that's coming from that lamppost you see there. That's behind her there.
You think is this one reflecting in? Well, it could easily be angle of incidence,
Yeah,
angle reflection.
I'm sure of it.
Sure. Cool. And of course, Paula jumps in with the words for the day: bacon always wins. And I think we all agree with that. Addie, there
I
you
expect
go.
that's in response to my comment.
Yeah, that's the bacon Ipsum comment.
Well, I find that bacon always wins, period. That's just how I roll.
Yeah, if you look at Fenwick's
No argument from me.
Image of the light bulb, he replaced the normal Ipsum text with bacon.
You guys ever seen that recipe where they take a pork roast and wrap it in bacon? Oh.
And then deep fry it in bacon?
Yeah,
fat?
some sort of deep fat fryer thing. Just look
Sounds
at
good
it.
to me.
Just you just look at it and you think, wow, that's what a stent would feel like. Eddie, nice shot all the way around, Eddie. This is what I like about Eddie is he does his thing. He's more of a photo journalist, a photo essayist. So he goes and he looks for his thing. He didn't jump out of his realm of world here, of his vision. He stayed right within it and captured something that's pretty fun. And Addie, nice job in black and white. I like that. I like the black and white. Rasmus had to resort to the archives because I don't know if you guys have been following Rasmus. He's out in the middle of the ocean in freezing Arctic rain. Oh, yeah. He loves it, though. He loves it. He's a commercial fisherman, right?
Yeah, but he's fishing. That's what I said. He's fishing. So that makes it all right.
Well, there's fishing and then there's a job. That's cool. He loves it. He said he loves it. He loves his life. He loves being out there. Boy, those pictures of those 25-foot waves. Man, oh, man. Rasmus, beautiful shot. It's an archive shot. I think it's a nice nighttime shot. Doesn't work for the assignment, but Rasmus, it's a nice shot. Mac Philippe. Hey, okay. Wow, Mac Philippe found a super bright area in the middle of the dark. That's right to the brief there, Mac Philippe. Are you there, Philippe?
Yep, I'm here.
Yep, this is right to the brief. Absolutely, you've shown that the electric company provides. Look at all the security on this train station. Where is this?
This is the train station near our house. It's 5 minutes walk from here, so it's pretty local.
What's the name of the town you live in?
Maya.
Neat. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
What I like about it is it covers the brief. It's exactly what the power company brief said to do, and you did it. Good.
Thank you.
Chris 3031 looks much muddier here than it did out of Photoshop. Yes, there's a tendency to make that happen. Chris, of the two shots, my friend, the top one doesn't do anything for me really, but the bottom one does. I like your little street lamp up here coming right across, lighten it up. This is kind of a photojournalistic approach to it, but a lot of power companies would like that. And are you on here tonight, sir? This is Chris. I don't know if it's a guy or a gal. Oh, not on for the show. Okay. I like that. So I'm going to refresh and we'll see if we got the new picture here at the bottom. Oh, look at that.
I didn't quite have one with the light all the way in the picture on the left.
It's better, though. Don't you think this bottom shot is more interesting? I do.
I like the lens flares he's got going.
Yeah, I think the flares are kind of fun. I mean, we're talking about a power company, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and now, okay, let's look at the original one, right? That you did. You darkened it here and you lightened it here. I think it works better. I think it works better because you're focusing our eye back into here, where the street lights are. Anybody? Jump in?
I like that second one.
Yeah, I think I like the bottom one too.
The bottom one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I like the bottom one. I think the bottom one is funky. It just
Yeah,
kind
the whole thing is brighter. You can see the clouds; they're clear. Plus, you've got the lens flares going, and that light post right in the middle is almost dead center where your eye goes.
Yeah. Well, your eye doesn't leave the frame in this one at all. It stays right within it. Quite good.
The lines in the clouds draw you to the middle as well.
Yeah, they do. Everything works there. Interesting shot. Interesting shot for sure.
Thanks.
All right. Let's go back up here, and we've covered the critiques.